Good afternoon, my YouTube friends. It's Margaret again from M.E.s Orchids, and today is Wednesday the 24th of January 2018, and we're going through a mild patch at the moment, which probably won't last too long, but it enables us to have the windows open and the nights, well, the days are longer now. It's almost 5 o'clock. And it does actually make you feel tons better. So what I've done today, I've just brought a few of the orchids down, and if you remember this one, this is the No ID Dendrobium that my daughter got me from the supermarket last year, and watching some of Zane's videos and also Roger's, there's a little green centre and there's pink, tinges of pink. They're not quite fully open, these aren't yet, and I believe they refer to this type as spring dream pollen. Now whether that's correct, I've no idea, but as you can see now there's another cluster to come out there, and there's others that are coming out there as well. So what I've done today is I've given this some feed and water for the first time. So hopefully that will take up that nutrient now and help those buds to develop. So I'm really chuffed with that, because this is the first time, well, I had this last summer, and this is the first time I've got it to rebloom. So I'll put that down to one side now, and this is the King Game and Ellen, and what I've done today with this one, I've just wiped the leaves over. This is the one that just had a touch of scale, and but it does look, when the leaves are white, it does make the plant look really quite healthy. And the reason I brought this down just to show you is, look at that one there. Don't know if you can see there. That's a new growth. Now let's take her around this way. See if we can see her. You see, you can't see her that way. So this is why sometimes you need to get your orchids down just to have a look, because they do give you surprises. That's a new growth, just tucked in there. Now I hadn't noticed that at the weekend. So this is one of those containers that has a reservoir of water at the bottom, and so I know when this one wants topping up, because it's very light, whereas at the moment it's quite heavy, and you can also see those roots hydrating there. This is the one that of course is potted up in lava rock. Let me just take you over here now. This is this one, and this is very healthy at the moment. This is sending out this new, oh, I would think you would call them needles. This one, it's had this one, and these are from before, and it just hangs in the grow room, but it quite likes where it's hanging now. And if you look at this is had a feed. Don't know if you can see the roots there. Just hold on. Don't know them in my own light now. Bear with me a minute. There. It's got some lovely green roots, but they're quite big roots. These are quite thick, and she's planted in I think a bit of everything: lava rock, sphagnum moss, and bark. But at the moment that she seems, because that's how it hangs, she seems to be she seems to be very happy. So that's just had that one's just had a feed of calcium there, and like I say, there's the outside. We're not doing too bad today. This is the Pleurothallus. These are the two that were also gifted to me, and I thought I'd just bring you in here because if I can find them, these are so difficult to there. Don't know whether you can see that little one, the little green. There we go, a little green. Now I don't know whether that's a leaf developing there or what it is. And these are the ones that flower from the axil there, so that's coming along. And there. Let's just turn around. Can you see there? And it's got some new leaves developing. This looks as though it's just planted in hydroton balls, lava rock and some bark. And let's just put that there. This is the other one, and this is what I mean about can you see that new one developing there? But because of the nature of these leaves, they turn over. Can you see that in the leaf axil there? Now I don't know what those are that are developing. One just has to keep your fingers crossed and hope. There, you see. Let's just go in a little bit closer. Let's move that one out of the way. Oops, come out of the way. There. Now I don't know at this stage, excuse me, whether those are flowers developing, flower inflorescences. See, that's a dried one from before. But this one's also got new leaves. Sorry, new growths, yes. And again, this one's very healthy. So I'll bob that over there. Now I brought these two Kingianums. These are the Kingianum, well, it's Dendrobium Kingzip Red Splash. And I was a little bit concerned this morning. I'll show you in a minute, but if you look down there, look at the root development. It's all taken, it's gone all the way around the pot here. Now these do have a winter rest, and excuse me, and of course now we're in the towards the end of January, so at some point they've got to come out of the winter rest. So I thought, well, I'll just give them some feed now, just to encourage them to see whether or not they'll send out any new growths. And what I want to show you is, now by all intents and purposes, I was wiping the leaves and you think, oh well, they look quite nice actually. Then if you look a little bit closer, now whether this is just me and you know what I'm like, but just look at that. Can you see? And I just thought, oh goodness gracious. Now, see, I don't know. That was those markings, I don't remember seeing them before, and they're very reminiscent of that little cattleya I had. And when I wiped my finger over it like that, oops, sorry, with the cattleya, it was red. Well, that's a sure sign of spider mite. But I've checked. You see? I rubbed my fingers over them, and there was no signs of any red. But what I've had to do, just to be on the safe side, I've had to just rub them down, rub each of the leaves with some rubbing alcohol, just to and a little bit of fairy liquid. So I don't know, maybe that's anything or nothing. And if we look at this one, this is, if you remember, this came from Curling Orchidine, and it just naturally split, so I put one in one pot and one in the other. And just checking on this one now, I thought, oh, it's only on one, so, but there again, if you start to look now, and there we go. So whether it is something or nothing, I don't know. I'm sure. I mean, it seems healthy enough at the moment, and I don't think there's any need to worry, but I do worry. And these two, I've just had a few drops of this M.E.s feed, just to see if that will just help them. Now, if you just bear with me a minute, I'm going to take you into the garage. Just hold on. And the reason I've brought you into the garage today, I'll just shut this door now, is just to show you how the cymbidiums are. And because these stand in the hallway, and it's been a few weeks since I updated you on the cymbidiums. Now if you look down there, this is the little one. They're all named. This is the Excalibur, Galahad. That's from Madeira. And that new little growth there. Can you see it? It's very slow, but it's still developing, so I'm really chuffed about that one. Now let me show you this one over here. This is a Marks and Spencer's one that my son bought us. I think it was Christmas, maybe 2014, and she's got a lot of new growths here as well, here. And I was just generally tidying up around here, and can you just see under there? There? If that's the right one, tucked right in there. So I don't know what that is. Now whether that's a flower spike. Sorry about that, just nearly fell over my own feet. I'm not too sure, but it wasn't there a few weeks ago, so generally what I've done this last weekend, I've just brought some of the medium back from around the base of these growths, just to give, if there's any flower spikes developing, it'll give them room to come through. Now let me just place this one over here, because you know what the cymbidiums are like. These are the ones I've got, are absolutely enormous. Oh, that's the lava rock that's just arrived. Now the plants seem to love this. I do get this from America, and actually the postage is as much as the lava rock, and people might think, oh well, why would you waste all that money on postage? But you know, if it suits the orchids, then I don't mind. So that's in readiness anyway for the new orchids to come. So I'll just bob this over here, excuse the noise. Right, let's take you to this big one. And this is Linlithgow Lock. And this has got this new growth. Look at this huge pseudobulb here. It's lovely, that one. And it's got this new growth here as well. And when I looked, anything with these cymbidiums, they attack you. Oh dear. And there, can you just see? Tucked right there. Now that, I mean, it's far too early at this time to say whether that will develop into a pseudobulb or whether that'll develop into a flower spike. But whatever it is, I shall be very grateful. Because if you remember, these are the ones that I potted up this last summer. And into these pots. Put that one there now. Move that one along. Let's bring you to this one. and I'm not sure. This is this big one here. Let's have a look what this is called. Highland Hill, Cootsbridge Raj. And I'm not sure actually whether this has got, whether I found any new growth here or signs of a new growth. I mean, it's got this new one here and this new one here. Let me just turn around. Bear with me a minute. I think this is the only one that I couldn't find any new growth, but it's very healthy. And what I did in the week is at the weekend, sorry, I gave them all a water because they were very dry. And let's take you this way. And this is one that I split in two, if you remember. And this is Ice Nymph. And what I've just done is just tidy it up. Just take it around this way. See whether I found anything growing here. I think I just generally yes. Can you just see that little bit of green just tucked in there? Now I've no idea what that is. It's so small at the moment that it could be anything. It could be a flower spike coming out of that pseudobulb, I'm not too sure. But again, whatever it is, you know, we shall be grateful. And this is the other section of it. Here we go. Got three nice big pseudobulbs there. This is the one here that is that developed. Excuse me. And those are the two new ones here. Now you can see the damage on the leaves. That's because they're out in the garden all the time. And just digging round here. Let's have a look if this one's got anything. To tell you the truth, I don't think this one's got anything. But I'm not complaining, because at the end of the day they were moved and they've survived the winter. When the nicer weather comes, I may consider putting them out. You see, that's what happens when they go in the garden, because we face south and it just burns the leaves. So unless I can follow the shadows round in the garden to protect them, I mean, when I've retired the back end of this year, you know, next year I should be able to keep my eye on everything in the garden. So let's just take you on to that one now. I love this big pseudobulb. So it's just a general update today, and I'm glad you could join me. I've had a few more subscribers and I'm really quite astounded. I keep saying to my husband, I said, goodness gracious, I've got two more subscribers, and I'm thrilled to bits. Before I know where I am, I shall be hitting the 200 mark, and people might think, well, what's 200? Danny's got like 2 million. But to tell you the truth, you know, at my age, I think any subscriber is a joy. So anyway, I'll close now. Take care, and we'll speak again soon. Bye now. Bye bye now.